Hey, all you happy lost souls. This is going to be a little different. This is kind of just a tale about the channel and its origins. Um, so, for those who have followed the channel since the beginning, then you probably already come across the origin, but this will be a little more in depth about how the channel came to be and why it's called Happy Lost Souls, and especially if you're new. I'll tell you what the channel's about, its focus, its mission, if there really is one. But anyway, we'll get into all of that. I first want to thank everyone who has subscribed and commented and corresponded. I hope some of the videos are informative and make you think. I hope some of my music makes you feel, think. So, Happy Lost Souls originally started as Balderdash, and it was a band consisting of me and my best friend at the time. And he played bass. My pops usually played drums. I had a series of different drummers, but mainly it was just my own written music um, that we were putting full sound to with the drums and the bass. But they were all songs that I wrote, essentially. And that's really what the channel started as. But I have these other hobbies, and some of them are kind of interesting, some of them are boring, but it was really my boring hobbies of artifact hunting and rock hounding and uh, learning how to gem cut and the other stuff that really blew the channel up um, to where it is now. Although it's not that big, I only had about 50 followers when it was just music. I started talking about rocks, geology, archaeology, and there was a much bigger interest out there. So it's been kind of on that mission for 5, 6, maybe 7 years now. I can't remember the first video I posted. The first video I posted that got real big was called North American Neanderthals, and it got like 5 or 6 thousand views in like 6 months, which smoked every other video I ever put up. So I figured, hey, maybe there's a lot of people interested in this topic, and that's how the channel started to grow. But that's the origins of Happy Lost Souls. It was a band name, but now it became just the brand in the channel, and it has a lot of meaning to me. What Happy Lost Souls is and why I created the name and the brand is it's always about the journey and not about the destination. And it's okay to be lost in life, but to remain happy. And it's in those times that we find our true selves, our soul. And that's kind of the the mythos of the title, the meaning of the title, and the brand. And I do a lot of art. Um, Obviously, just by the style of my artwork, it can be very psychedelic. Most of the art's all originally drawn. I've only recently started using original AI created art in some of my music videos, but one of the true focuses of the channel is to be real, not to be scripted, not to be rehearsed, not to be fake. Um, so the informative stuff on the channel, I might mess some mineral names up. There are so many of them. I might mess certain dates up by a few years because it's all off the top of my head, but it's not meant to give you facts. Anyone can ask their phone for facts, but it's about opening people's eyes to some topics, some obscure things in history, some mysteries and undiscovered things, and to give you a different thing maybe to research or a different angle or approach to take on a problem. So that's kind of the purpose of most of them. Um, the information you gain is just supposed to help show you a path. Um, I'm an amateur archaeologist slash geologist. I did go to school for it. I have a degree in psychology, um, a 4-year degree in that, a 2-year degree in the anthroarchaeology stuff. Um, and all of my labs in college were in geology because I live in a geologically fascinating area. Thus, all the crazy sapphires and rubies and rough garnets and quartzites and all other types of agates and gemstones that you could imagine finding in a crazy metamorphic area. Um, and it's all around the suburbs of Philly. Um, this these can be found because this whole area is the remnants of an old continent that died off and left tons of alluvial deposits behind and created, especially through the area of Wissahickon and Valley Green and Huntington Valley and parts of Larmer Park. All through those areas, you can see the crazy geology where one tectonic plate of an old continent that long washed away into the sea is still visible, and it left behind these crazy aluminum deposits. And the alluvium, uh, this mud, this clay, gets cooked, and if it's full of aluminum, you get tons of sapphires and rubies. And around here, all the sediment got squeezed and pushed by two plates running into each other and then leaving each other, and then one sliding on top of another when the modern tectonics interacted. And we're talking about over the courses of hundreds and millions of years. So I know. I digress, though. So that we talk a lot about geology on the channel, but the origins of the channel are just that. I started finding all these crazy artifacts made out of corundum, which is sapphire or ruby. We're talking about saws, arrowheads, clothing manufacturing type tools. We found petrified tool handles. They were probably once wood, but they're so old they silicated into stone. So we started finding all these things because we fished all the creeks around here, and there's tons of schist, and schist is a great building material. It's one of the few rocks that can cut both directions without any problem. So you can build just about anything with it. It's very durable. And these quarries were all along the creeks where they pulled tons of stone out to build churches and homes. My whole front of my house is faced in it. But these quarries were quarries before we found them by much older people. And then how far back? I found a lot of Neanderthal style tools in layers under the burn layer. Burn layer happened around 13,000 years, so that became interesting. Some of the stuff I estimate being between 70 and 100,000 years old. Perfect percussion fractured flint and obsidian axes and blades that are only Neanderthal in design, honestly. Also found large spearheads and unique, fulsome almost style, but harpoon-like, very, very large spearheads, about the size of your hand. But I digress again. So the channel has a lot to do with that. There's a lot of original art. And I just want to maybe bring up topics that people have never thought of or heard of. There's some philosophy type discussions that we get into. A lot of times they're titled Mad Rambling or Ron's Ramble. And I am the creator of the channel and Happy Lost Souls. I'll just go by Ron or Junior, since I am a junior, but Junior is kind of my nickname. But I am the creator of Happy Lost Souls, and the channel's been around for like 12 years. So it's only started getting subscribers in the last 5, maybe. So I really appreciate it if you enjoy any of the music. If anybody wants to collaborate, you can always reach out on the music end. Um, I was influenced a lot by Nirvana and the whole grunge scene, really, folk music, rock music. I liked the old Southern stuff like Robert Johnson and Huddy Ledbetter and all those guys. Um, so my music it's very original, it's unique. There's some reggae influence in some of it. Um, some of the recordings are from when I was 17, 18 years old. I'm like almost 40 now, so you gotta take that into account too. But anyways, check out my music. I encourage that as well. And if you're new to the channel, please spread the word. It's just a real chill place. I don't get into any kind of politics. There's too much of that bullshit in the world already, especially on YouTube. But it's more of an informative channel with original music and art, and just a cool thing to put on at night, go to sleep to if you want, to calm down, to relax to think to. Um, I love you all. Please stay safe. And if you're lost, stay happy, because that's when you find your true self, your soul. And if you're new and you just found this, well, welcome. And if you're a happy lost soul, please subscribe. And if I wasted your time, I apologize, because time's all we got, right? But anyways, that's pretty much the origins. There isn't really a band anymore. I do play music still. Um, every now and then I pop around to open mics and things like that. I just have a passion for writing. I I do some covers, but they're really unique or done slightly differently to make them my own. Some of the covers are really old, like old folk songs. But yeah, just I post probably a couple videos a month, sometimes more, sometimes less. Um, so yeah, I have a pretty busy life, and I just like to share my passions, and that's kind of what the channel is. And I hope you found it. And if you did, think about it. And please subscribe.